I've got one tale about Uncle Elwood, and then I want to see if anybody can top this one. Of course, Elwood and Betty, my great aunt and uncle. I used to live on Union Temple Road, and they lived up in Durgan. I have a lot of memories. Used to hunt with Elwood and fish with him. But there's one thing that really stuck out in my mind, one thing that I really remember that's funny. I went up one day, pulled up. Of course, I've always traded guns, all my life, and I pulled up, and I had a big long barrel pistol I'd just bought. Me and Elwood's out there, and of course, I always wear a cap. If I'm not in church or funeral homes, you see me out, I'm wearing a cap. Had practically a brand new cap on. Me and Elwood's looked at the gun, we're standing there, and he said, of course, Elwood did, he was a pretty good shot, back in his younger days. And he said, Steve, he said, I bet you can throw that cap up in there. And he said, I believe I can hit it, I don't know, 3 or 4 shots, I said, Uncle Elwood, I said, I don't believe you can do that. He said, well, throw it up in there. I said, okay. I backed up and I pulled that cap off and I threw it up in there, and I just stood there watching him. Cap just come down. When it hit the ground, boom, boom, boom. I went home with a cap full of bullet holes in it. But and I'm like everybody else. I could stand here and talk about him all night long. But I'll tell you how good a hearted person he was. He had the farm up in Durgan. I used to go up there all the time and deer hunt, and for many, many years. And I went up there one year after deer season and was talking to him. And, of course, Elwood didn't deer hunt a whole lot, but he was telling me that he had, that year during deer season, he was going to go down there and deer hunt. Well, me and him and my dad, when I was a little feller, of course, I'm still not all that tall, a little bigger, but, we built deer stands up there. And I asked Elwood, I said, well, did you kill a deer? He said, no. He said, I really didn't hunt, Steve. I said, you didn't? No. He said, went down there, but he said, I didn't really hunt. I said, well, how come? He said, I went down there to get in this deer stand. He said, somebody was in it. I said, well, it's your property. Did you ask him to leave? No. He said, I just thought I'd go down to another one. He said, went down there. He said, somebody's in it too. I said, well, did you ask him to leave? No. He done that 3 or 4 deer stands. If that'd been my property, I don't believe I'd been that easy, But that's just kind of feller he was. He was a good-hearted feller. He'd give you anything, And thank y'all.